Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. It's your girl Cooking with Tammy. Tonight I'm going to show you how to make a delicious Cajun chicken and rice recipe. For that recipe, we're going to need some chicken broth followed by our seasonings. We're going to need salt, ground black pepper, along with garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning, Cajun seasoning, along with some garlic. Minced garlic would work perfectly fine. Butter, lemon, parsley, bell peppers. Any array, any color of bell peppers would work out just fine as well. We're also going to need some chicken breast, and let's see, we're going to be using rice, of course, hence the fact that it's going to be a rice dish. Your favorite brand of hot sauce along with some type of oil. It could be avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, or even veggie or canola oil. So with all of that being said, let's get this pot rocking and let's get to cooking. Our chicken breast is thinly sliced. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this chicken breast on up into cube bite-sized pieces. For this recipe, if you want to use the boneless chicken thighs, you can definitely use that as well. And let's see, with the boneless chicken thighs, you could definitely cube that on up as well, or you can even leave it whole. Totally up to you and your preference. But for now, we're just going to slice this on up. Bite-sized pieces. Not too big, not too small. Quick and easy and simple. The cool thing about this recipe is most of the ingredients, I know most of us, we already have these ingredients in our pantry, which is great. If you don't, you shouldn't have a hard time locating it at your local grocery store. It should be quick and easy. First thing I like to do is hit this chicken off with just a small drizzle of oil, right? Small drizzle, not too much. We're not going to make it rain too much. We're also going to hit it off with some salt, followed by some ground black pepper. Let's hit it with some garlic powder for a nice garlicky flavor as well. Just a small amount, basically. Just eye everything. You don't really need measurements. Everything, to be honest, is just seasoned to taste when it comes down to the seasoning powders. We're also going to add some onion powder. Add a small amount. Onion powder is pretty pungent. We're also going to add our favorite brand of Cajun seasoning. If your brand of Cajun seasoning does not contain salt, knock yourself out. Add a good amount. Once we're done, we're going to get our hands a little dirty. We're going to mix it on up, make sure everything is well combined. In the meanwhile, our skillet should be getting nice and hot and ready to go. So our skillet, we're going to add a small drizzle of oil. We're also going to add our butter. Followed by our chicken pieces. We're going to brown the chicken on up on both sides. The chicken is going to brown in just a matter of minutes, maybe about 2 to 3 minutes. Once we're done, we're going to go in there, we're going to flip the chicken on over, and we're just going to combine everything really quickly, make sure everything is nice and brown. Since the cut of the chicken is so thin, this chicken is cooked all the way through. You can just look at it and tell. I know there's not a lot of chicken in the pan, but I would suggest you go ahead and take a couple pieces just to taste it on its own. Because when I tell you, this chicken is so delicious. I mean, seasoned to perfection. The flavors, the taste is everything. Trust me, your secret is safe with me. Grab a couple pieces before you continue on with this recipe. It's going to be so worth it. We're going to add the remaining butter, followed by our bell peppers. We're going to mix those on in, toss it around, combine all of the flavors together. We're going to cook down these bell peppers until they're slightly softened. Once we're done, we're going to go in with some garlic paste. We're going to continuously stir our garlic simply because we don't want our garlic to burn. Now here's the thing, guys. When it comes to like any type of condiment in a bottle, especially garlic, All right. And when you're adding it to a hot pan, especially with hot oil or butter, you have to be very careful because a lot of times there's a splash effect that's going to happen and you don't want to get burned. Now that we're done, we're going to add a spritz of lemon juice to the skillet. Trust me, just follow this recipe, guys. It's going to be epic. You hear me? It's going to be a movie. It's going to be so delicious. Once we're done, we're going to rinse our rice on off. A lot of times when I have my rice in the strainer, I always get that question, Tammy, is your rice pre-cooked? No. If I ever pre-cook the rice, I'll be sure to let you know. But my rice is just simply pre-washed. So before the video starts, it's sitting in the strainer. So it may have that look as if it's like halfway cooked or semi-cooked, but it's not. But anyway, we're definitely going to rinse this rice on off until the water runs nice and clear. Just like that. And we're going to introduce this rice to our skillet. Mix it on in really good. Get the rice nice and toasty. We want to make sure we combine this rice with all of the flavors that's in this pan. Get in there, mix it on up really, really good. As you can see, the color of the rice is definitely changing. Cooking is all about flavor and presentation. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Now would be the perfect time for us to introduce our chicken broth. However, if you don't have chicken broth on hand, you don't need to run to the store. If you do have chicken bouillon powder, or let's say maybe some chicken base, combine it with some water, stir it on up really good, and you have your chicken broth. However, keep in mind that chicken bouillon does contain a lot of sodium. So a small amount of bouillon goes a long way when combined with water. Not to mention, it's also a little bit more flavorful. We're going to add some Italian seasoning, followed by our Cajun seasoning. And paprika. We're going to stir it on in, make sure all of the flavors are perfectly incorporated, and of course, we're going to add some hot sauce to this mix. Stir that on in as well. Let's lower our flame to medium heat. We're going to cook this rice for about 20 minutes. Nevertheless, we're going to check on it periodically, make sure the rice is nice and tender and the pan has enough liquid inside in order to get the job done. Now, if the rice is still hard, but there's not a lot of liquid in the pan, of course, feel free to add a small amount of liquid at a time until the rice becomes nice and tender. During the last 2 minutes of the cooking process, the rice is pretty much tender at this point. We're going to add our chicken and we're going to fold it into the rice. Right now my stovetop is on low flame simply because I want all of the water that's at the bottom of the pan to dry out. We're going to garnish with fresh parsley. Turn the stovetop off and our one-pot Cajun chicken and rice recipe is complete. When I tell you guys, this recipe right here, absolutely flavorful and delicious. Not to mention, come on, less than 30 minutes to put this dish together. Definitely give this recipe a try. It's going to be so worth it. As always, I'm your girl cooking with Tammy, and I would definitely catch you in another video. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.